everybody! Joy here. It's the regular Joy. The everyday Joy is back. I'm so tired of being 6418. I put on that top I made with the flowers and the dots. I had it on a while ago. I about melted in the bathroom fixing my hair. I said, okay, we'll save this till the dead of winter or the first time we visit Alaska. So, I had the best vacation day yesterday. You know, I got through with all those videos, and it was many hours, as you all know. And thank you. Whoever watched my tutorials, thank you for that. But when I got done with it, I was just exhausted. And I thought, I'm never making another video as long as I live. But then yesterday, then of course, you know, I had to spend a day with Jerry, and he wanted to go on the lake, and we had to go buy groceries, and we had to do this, that, and the other thing. And so I didn't really have a joy day. And so yesterday I had a joy day all day long. I'm not kidding you. I washed my face in the morning, brushed my teeth, picked my hair a little bit, and put on a shirt so I wouldn't look like I was in my pajamas. And some sweatpants, and I came up here, and except for going down and fixing fish for lunch and steaks for supper last night, I spent the whole day in here playing with, you can see, the pumpkin quilt. And I worked on it all day. I got 7 pumpkins made. I already had one made, remember? So I got 7 pumpkins made, and this is it. Remember, it was in a magazine. And this is it. And I told you I wasn't going to do a heart. So I did the heart inside the pumpkin. But I'm not going to do these little green hearts. And I'm not going to do this big heart. So, right in the middle of my, was it my lunch or my dinner? At some point yesterday evening, my lightning fast mind decided to light up and start working. And I thought, oh, I know what I can do. So I did a search on the internet, and I figured out what I wanted to do, and now I've got to figure out how I'm going to do it, and make it so I can do it, and then come back and show you how I'm going to do it, okay? I don't know yet. I haven't started it, because, you know, my lightning fast mind was on vacation there for a few days. So here's my pumpkins, and I'm going to start the replacement for the heart block, the big heart block, and work on it this morning. And when I get it to the point where I can show you, and I'm sure you can we'll just go to the end of the video. I do that all the time. Anytime somebody says, watch to the end because we have a surprise for you. Watch to the end because there's something very important there. I shoot right to the end of the video, just like that. Evidently, YouTube has some kind of law that if people only watch part of your video, that you're worthless and no good, and you know, I don't know. YouTube and all of its crazy rules. Okay, I'm going to start on my secret project. So there's not an end to this video yet, so I'm not even going to tell you to go there. Alright, I'll be back in an hour or 2 or 3. Well, I had to take my last project off my board. So it's all laying here. But I've been working on the pumpkin quilt, but not working on the pumpkins. It's now 3:30, and other than having lunch with sideburns and having to go out to the coach to look for something, I've been working on this ever since you last saw me, which was 9, 10 o'clock this morning. So, here's what came to me that I thought was going to be such a great idea. So I showed you the pattern this morning and how there's a big heart right here in the middle of it. And I decided I didn't want a heart there. I was just going to put another pumpkin there. In fact, I've got 16 of them cut out, and you're only supposed to cut out 15. So I decided, instead of a heart, how about a leaf? Because it's autumn, right? And so how about a leaf? And so yesterday I got on my computer and I searched for SVG cutting file for leaves. There are not very many out there, actually. And I found one, and it's just a leaf. It's a maple leaf. And it's just one leaf, and it's got the veins in it. It's a real pretty leaf, and it's just fine. So that's what I was going to use. And I was just, instead of putting that heart there, I was going to put that big leaf. See, right there. So I bought it. I paid for it. It was half off. It was like $1.50. And I downloaded it, and I put it into Canvas Workspace, and I pulled the veins out of it and separated it and had it all ready to cut out, and I was just all excited. But then I got a phone call, and it was about the dishwasher in our coach. The dishwasher doesn't work. It hadn't worked since we bought it, but we didn't know it because I don't use it for a dishwasher. I use it for a drawer. But the drawer got stuck and wouldn't open. And I couldn't get my pots and pans out because the drawer was stuck. So we called for a repair. And it turns out some motor's broken in it or something. So we have to call the warranty people. We had to get a repairman. Repairman actually came here to our house. They make the repair person, I'm sure you all know, the person that's fixing it has to call and say, this is what's wrong with it, blah, blah, blah. So that was 2 weeks ago. And this guy that comes, we've been using him for years, his name's Tim, he called them and they said, oh, their dishwasher isn't covered. Well, of course, that's ridiculous, and it is covered. So I had to call this morning. Hello, have we heard of that before around here? So I called the warranty company myself. And yes, we are covered, and yes, they will fix it, and yes, they will send us a check, but they needed to know the mileage on the RV, okay? Long story short. So I couldn't find Jerry. He was out on his tractor putting rocks on the road or something. So I went downstairs, walked across the yard, got in the RV, but I walked out, kitchen door, walked out the garage door, walked outside, and guess what was all over the driveway? Leaves! Hello! Why am I buying a leaf when I have 10 million of them on my driveway and in my yard? So I took some pictures for you to show you my thinking, and since I have a brand new microphone, I want to check and make sure it works. So I'm going to show you some pictures, and I'm going to narrate about them, okay? Right here. So I heard that you're supposed to hold these microphones really close to your mouth, so this one's practically touching my lips. So you can see all the pretty leaves I picked up. And how about that board that I bought, the magnetic board on the stand? Oh, look at all my fabric from my tutorial down there on the floor. Boy, that's a trashy mess, isn't it? I'm not throwing it away, I promise. But look how my little magnets held up my leaves. I picked up the prettiest ones I could find that were like not stepped on or crushed or torn. And I just thought I was really doing something there, saving these leaves for eternity in my quilt. I hope you guys like my new microphone. I have it stacked up on an upside down box of Kleenex. On top of that is a box of wheat thins, and on top of that is the toolbox to my sewing machine. I look like a complete total nerd. So anyway, I drew a 9.5-inch square on my new whiteboard, the size of the quilt block, and I started out with just the 3 big leaves. And I might go back to that, I'm not sure. But I like the way that looks a lot. But I wanted to save some of the other leaves from my yard too, so we'll see. So here, I've made another rearrangement, and I really do like that one. I might go back to that. I like that a lot. I think I changed it a little after I did that, even though I did take a picture of it. But I do like that. I wanted the leaf to kind of look like they were falling. But then again, these look good already on the ground type thing. So you'll see the different ways that I do it and how I can never make up my mind. So I took all the leaves and I put them on the glass on my printer. Then I covered them all up with the 8.5 by 11 sheet of white copy paper, and I took their picture. I scanned them into my computer. Then I printed a picture of that scan, and I cut out all the leaves,
and I put them on that scanning mat to scan them into my scan and cut so I could cut them out of fabric to put on my quilt block. Well, that is where the trouble started, my friends. I've got some more pictures to show you. In this picture, you can see that there's two complete sets of leaves. The part on the right is the first set that I printed out. The scan and cut took the picture of them. You could see the picture of them in the scan and cut, but the scan and cut said they did not exist and they were not there. So what I had to do was go back to my computer and I had to print those out at a very high resolution and make them very, very dark. So I removed all the gray ones off of there. I just put those there so you could see how dark they are, but still the scan and cut couldn't see them. So I removed all of those dark gray leaves and I left just the dark black ones behind. And then I scanned those into the scan and cut. And oh, what a difference. So here's a picture that I took. I wish I'd taken the one before it. When I scanned the gray leaves in there were no outlines around the gray leaves. The leaves were there, but no outlines. And if the scan and cut can't see the outlines, it says they don't exist. So this is the dark leaves, and you can see how the scan and cut has drawn a black line around all the leaves. In a couple cases, like the point of the pointy leaf in the middle at the top, I drew the point on with the black um, colored pencil to make it darker. And then I drew around the stem of that one in the middle going down the right. I drew the stem, I drew around it with a black colored pencil to make it look a little darker. So the scan and cut could get a clue of what I was trying to get to do. So here's a picture again from the scan and cut where I went back in and I looked it up in order to edit it and move all the leaves around on the proper piece of fabric that I had cut out. And you can see that the outlines are clear and that actually they're a lot clearer than this picture looks like they are. But it was able to cut out every leaf perfectly, as you will see in the next picture. How about that? So here's a picture I took while I was arranging and rearranging the leaves on that quilt block there that I cut out. And I really liked that arrangement, so I took the picture. But evidently, I forgot to look at the picture when I arranged the leaves. You're going to start seeing me in another video clip here after this picture, and I will show you how I cut them. You'll see them cut out of the fabric and how I have ironed them down on that yellow square right there. But I may change my mind. I do that. I bought a bunch of that yellow background fabric because I know how I am and I'm always changing my mind. So hopefully I've got enough to try that 3 or 4 times and make sure I'm super happy with it.
Okay, so now you know, don't you? All about the scan and cut and the issues I went through on it. So I'm going to show you my leaf block. I wanted these leaves. These are real leaves, as you know, from my yard. And I didn't want just one leaf in the middle, and I wanted them to look like they were falling. And when I quilt it, I'll do some curly lines or wavy lines or something to make them look like they're falling. But this is my block. Instead of the heart, this is going to be my block instead of what you're supposed to do according to the pattern. And of course I arranged them. You saw how many different ways I arranged them, and this isn't even one of the ways. I ended up changing it 10 more times. So play like they're falling. Now the thing about it is, I can always change my mind. If I get these all done and I think,
or if I show it to Jerry, although he thought it was really cool, because these are real leaves from my real yard, from my real trees. I mean, isn't that fun? So I just wanted to show you that, tell you what I've been working on. I still have to make 8 more pumpkins. 8 more? How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you have to have 15. So 8 and 7 is 15. And so since now I have the leaf block, I have to make 7 more pumpkins. So I've got to get busy doing that. I'm not putting these little hearts in there either. Ooh, what if I put like a leaf? One of our leaves out of our yard. Every place there's a heart. That's a good idea. I think that would be cool. You know, if I decide to do that, I might just put one big leaf on that block. Or maybe I won't even put leaves. See, I just keep changing my mind. I do this all the time. So maybe I'll make this be a pumpkin, and then I'll put a leaf from our yard. Tell me what y'all think. See here, every place there's a little heart, I could put a leaf from our very own yard. Oh my goodness, I might do that. Of course, these are all ironed on and they're never going to come off. Well, actually, they do come off. Look at that. I've ironed them so long, the sticky probably doesn't even stick anymore. So we'll call this, maybe I will and maybe I won't, until I get the rest of the quilt all laid out. How about that? So tell me what y'all are quilting. Since we're not sewing now, we're quilting again. I got my quilting friends back. What are y'all working on? I got this block of the month thing. I wish I hadn't gotten it. It was stupid. I don't know why I bought it. You know, Christmas to me isn't about Santa Claus. It's about Jesus. But I thought this quilt was really cute. And it was, I think it's 12 sleighs. And every sleigh has something different in it. You know, one has a Santa Claus, one has a snowman, one has a candy cane, one has a reindeer. You know what I'm saying? And one has the word joy in it. And so I thought, oh, I have to have that. It has my name on it. So I don't know, maybe I'll change the name Joy to Jesus or something, but I've got that coming up as well, the little Christmas quilt, so I'll show you that. I might get it done even this very week, because this is only Tuesday. We shall see. Gonna let you go so I can get this uploaded for you and you can watch it, and then you'll know that I didn't quit making videos after my forever ever tutorial. Bye for now.